people in the media, they believe in big government. They believe in abortion on demand. They want to get rid of everybody's guns because they've never been around people who think differently than that.
Are you ready? Grow up. Be free. This is the Joe Walsh Show on AM 560. The Answer.
Bill Brady, great to have you in studio.
Congressman, good to be with you.
I thank you for running. I mean that.
Thank you.
It's a big deal. You know better than anybody. You put your life on the line. We've got a question from a listener up in McHenry County. Are you against abortion and the murder of innocent children?
Well, I am consistently pro-life, and I think everyone knows that. I'm the only candidate who's got a proven, consistent pro-life record, and I'll do everything I can as governor to protect the interest of a child. But I think it's also important to note there's something called the Supreme Court, and they've ruled a woman, regardless of who your governor is going to have a right to choose. But there are things we can do about making sure that women get all the support they possibly can, and safe facilities when it comes to that. And I'll advocate for that. But I'm personally and pro-life, and I've consistently been that. I'm the only candidate in this race, Republican or Democrat, who can say that.
According to Connecticut Republican Congressman Chris Smith, good guy, Americans right now signing up for insurance on the Obamacare exchanges will not be able to determine whether or not they're paying for abortion coverage. Well, that's a problem. Smith said at a news conference today, announcing a new piece of legislation, Obamacare requires premium payers to be assessed an abortion surcharge every month to pay for abortions. Can I say that again? Obamacare requires premium payers to be assessed an abortion surcharge every month to pay for abortions. That's a problem, right? For those pro-life Americans, that's a problem. So, Smith says, many pro-life Americans, they may unwittingly purchase pro-abortion plans because of a marketing secrecy clause embedded in Obamacare, okay? A purposeful piece of Obamacare that stipulates the surcharge be minimally disclosed only at the time of enrollment. In other words, it's the fine print that most insurance buyers, purchasers will never, ever see. Oh, what a scam that is. So Smith and Illinois Democrat Dan Lipinski and about 60 other House Republicans and a couple Democrats have enacted a new piece of legislation called the Abortion Insurance Full Disclosure Act. Makes sense. As explained by Congresswoman Diane Black from Tennessee, clearly, she says, Americans who are pro-life would object to paying for a health care plan that included abortion coverage. I think we all could agree with that, right? And then being forced to pay for an abortion surcharge into a fund that is meant to be used solely for the purpose of destroying life. Consumers, she said, have a right to know what they are buying. And doesn't that make sense? And isn't it no surprise at all that part of Obamacare, that they purposely made this part of Obamacare, this abortion surcharge was ordered to be minimally disclosed? You know, like that real fine small print that you never read on your telephone bill. That's what they're doing here with this abortion surcharge when it comes to Obamacare. So you will get pro-life Americans who would not want to have any of their premium go toward pro-abortion services. They won't even know about it. And already in a number of states, Connecticut and Rhode Island come to mind, their abortion, their Obamacare exchanges just openly cover abortion services. This thing is a mess. California's Governor Jerry Brown just signed a bill permitting non-physician abortions. If we don't talk about life, if we don't defend life, if we don't make this an issue, we're going to get to a point in this country where anybody under the sun can perform an abortion. Non-physician abortions are now permitted, allowed, legal in the state of California. That's a good thing. I'll bet liberal pro-abortion politicians wouldn't allow that with any other major surgical procedure. This legislation, no surprise, had been pushed vigorously by Planned Parenthood. It's obviously been strongly opposed by pro-life groups, and even, it's important to note, physicians. I don't know how any right-minded, decent American who's concerned about the health of women can support anybody but doctors performing abortions. I mean, if you're committed to abortions and you believe in a right to abortion, don't you at least want physicians and doctors performing those surgical procedures? How can that be a good thing? How can that be safe? How can that be healthy? But this is what you get when you get a culture that does not value life. I don't think Republicans need to be afraid to say this. Most Americans now generally consider themselves pro-life. The polls have moved on this. Pro-life groups have done a wonderful job educating people. Americans don't support late-term abortions. Americans don't support abortion on demand. Americans support the ability of saving babies at a point in the womb where they can be saved. So I don't understand why Republicans are afraid of this. If we continue to be afraid of this issue, we're going to continue to get outlandish developments like this. This can't be a positive development for the physical well-being of a 19 or 20-year-old who's found herself pregnant and wants an abortion. Go ahead, defend that ground, pro-abort politicians and activists. Defend that ground. Say it's better for and healthier for a 19-year-old pregnant girl to have a non-physician perform this surgical procedure on her. Come on, Republicans and conservatives, you're not prepared to fight that fight? We're in better shape on this issue than you think, because education has gone a long way and technology has gone a long way, and these babies and these lives can be saved.